Today, I'm taking a look at 15 fake and knockoff LEGO mechs to see if they're trash or surprisingly good. Let's get started. This mech is made by a company called Slubon? I don't know exactly how you say it. It's a weird name. It cost me $42 and it actually has some pretty good looking packaging. Everything comes together in one plastic bag on the inside. There are 58 stickers, which is kind of ridiculous, but it does add a lot to the design. My favorite part of this entire build is that they have some of these pieces. If LEGO made this piece, the possibilities would be endless. The completed mech looks absolutely awesome. The build took a long time with all the stickers and the quality of the parts was relatively decent. It's hard to pose this mech without things falling off, but it's generally pretty stable. The mech comes with two large swords in this metallic color. It can be displayed holding them, or if you want to display him unarmed, you can put the swords on this stand that's included with the set. This definitely isn't a play set, but on display it looks sick. Next up we have something. It's just a brown box, so I don't know what's actually in here. It looks like another Slubon product, but for some reason they didn't give me a cool box this time, which is pretty lame. This guy was $33, and despite the company giving it this ridiculous name, I'm pretty sure he's just the Bracer Phoenix from Pacific Rim. But, you know, licensing fees and stuff. This movie has so many sick mech designs, so I was excited to try this one out because I've been considering it for a while. The mech looks really cool, and I think it was worth the money. Thankfully, nowhere near as many stickers as the last guy. I feel like the weapon looks a little flimsy compared to how bulky the mech is. Overall though, I think it was definitely worth the money. The next set I bought is a knockoff Mechagodzilla, which can also be built into 12 different mini models. I'm not sure why anyone would want to do that when you can have Mechagodzilla instead, but to each their own, I guess. Some of the parts in this set were in rough shape and there were no numbered bags, but the build came together all right in the end. The final model is actually pretty sturdy and it's more posable than I expected. There aren't really any custom molds used for the pieces, so this is basically a straight up LEGO knockoff, but I think the design is original at least, so that's good. The next set is actually a combo pack of 4 mechs from 4-inch Block, another undoubtedly recognizable brand. It sells for $50 on Amazon, but I actually got it for close to $20 with a coupon code, which is pretty crazy. It's hard to beat $5 per mech. Looking at how shiny the boxes are, I was surprised that I got it for so cheap. I started off with the white and blue mech. I'm pretty sure all of these are based off of different mechs from the Gundam franchise, but I'm still a newer fan, so I don't recognize all of them. After opening the box, it's clear that all the printing budget went to making cool boxes instead of easy to read instructions. These pictures are tiny, and they somehow managed to fit 100 instruction steps on a double-sided piece of paper. The build process for this mech wasn't very enjoyable. He looks alright. I'd say it's worth $5, but not really any more than that. The stickers were also kind of annoying, but they make him look a lot better, so I think it was worth including them. The second mech in the bundle is clearly based off the Sazabi. I recognized this one immediately because I picked up a model kit a while ago for it, and I'm looking forward to having time to build it at some point. This model has the same issues as the first one, but I think it looks a little more visually appealing. For the scale, I think it's a relatively good design, but man, these things don't come with an enjoyable build experience. This model especially has parts that fall off all the time, which can be pretty annoying. I have no idea who this is supposed to be, so tell me in the comments if you know, but this is probably my favorite mech from the bundle. This model is the least fragile of the 4, and the big cannons or thrusters that it has on the back are pretty sweet. The ball joints are a little loose though, so it isn't the easiest to pose. The final kit from this bundle is based on the Ailstrike Gundam. I built a much larger version of this mech in my last video, so I feel like I've gotten to know the design pretty well. The mech in this set looks good for its scale, but of course it still has the same issues that all the other ones have, with poor quality parts and instructions made for people with superhuman vision. Switching things up here a little bit, I found this set from JM Bricklayer. It's a panda astronaut that seems to be half mech and half organic. This set comes with great instructions, numbered bags, and the parts seem to be the highest quality that I've seen so far. This guy is ready to look great on a shelf, and it seems to make sense for older builders. There weren't too many stickers, and I feel like this design seems a little closer to a design that LEGO might make themselves compared to some of the more highly detailed Slubon mechs with lots of customized and smaller pieces. This next mech might just be my personal favorite in this video because of how unique the design is. It's another set from Slubon, and they really did a great job with it. It uses a custom head mold along with some other custom pieces during the construction process that I would love to see from LEGO. I really like the colors that they chose for this, and even though it uses quite a few stickers, the end result is worth it. The green dragon mech has 2 dragon heads for shoulder armor, along with a staff weapon weapon, and a detailed backpack section which can be taken off and used as a bow and arrow. I prefer it like this though because it gives the mech a very unique silhouette and makes it feel complete. Next, we're taking a look at something a little different from E&J Brick. I've seen this concept a few other places online, so I don't think this is an original idea. The set actually comes with a few side builds. You get an ATV and entryway to the dinosaur park. The dinosaur itself is built with pretty cheap parts, but they get the job done. It comes with a buzzsaw blade on one arm and a stud shooter claw on the other. You get a few turrets mounted on the back and a seat for a minifigure. Overall, I think this is a fun set. I got it for about $25 and I would say it's worth it for the price. LEGO charges way too much for their dinosaur molds, so this is a decent alternative if you want a mechanized T-Rex. The next set really takes things to another level. This T-Rex mech actually transforms from mech mode into dinosaur mode. The quality of the parts here actually seem pretty good and the model is really sturdy, which is nice compared to some of the others in this video. The transformation process definitely takes more effort than I expected, but both mech mode and dinosaur mode look surprisingly good. It's on the slightly more expensive side of things for $45, but I think it's worth the asking price. Going back to Slubon for the next mech, I really enjoyed building this one. It has a tiger's head built into the chest and comes with a bunch of nice gold accent pieces. There were tons of stickers, but they really add to the look of the final model. It's the most stable out of all the mech designs from this company, and I love the concept that they went for here. The included weapons are pretty dope as well, and I like that you can choose between mounting them on the back or having the mech dual wield. All around, just a super solid design. Staying in theme with the last mech, we have the final set from 4-inch Block. This one looks a little too familiar. It's like 4-inch Block looked at Slubon and copied their homework but switched it up just enough to not get in trouble. This set has the same issues as all the other ones from this company, but it also just doesn't look very good. The stickers kinda suck and it's a top heavy model, so it likes to fall over a little too much. This mech is a little bit of a controversial one. It's designed to look like the Barbatos Gundam and it looks pretty accurate for a brick built model. Comparing it to the Gundam model kit, you can see that this build actually nails a lot of the design features that it's trying to replicate. There are two main issues here though. The first one is that the box says it's a transforming mech, which is just completely untrue. You actually have to just take apart and rebuild the entire thing into the other model if you want to use that one, so there's no real transformation play feature. The worst part though is that this company just stole the design from Ransom Fern and packaged it into a product without any permission from the designer. The model looks awesome, but I would have never originally bought this if I knew that it was stolen. I'll leave a link down below to the designer's instructions if you want to support him and get this build for yourself. Switching things up here a little, we have the only mech that actually exists in canon Star Wars that I know of. This IG-12 model is based on season 3 of The Mandalorian, and it's quite a bit larger than I thought it would be. The parts are pretty cheap and Grogu looks a little odd to say the least, but I think it gets the job done. It's only $18, which is a good price, but I'd say it's only worth it if you're a super big fan of The Mandalorian or something. The last mech is another model from Slubon. This one is a little weird because it's clearly based on the Saber Athena from Pacific Rim with the way the head and the body are designed. It seems like whoever designed this decided to take things up a notch by giving the mech some wings. This makes the torso pretty heavy, so posing is definitely a challenge with this model. If you can get it working though, it looks really awesome and I think it's a sick design. The value here is definitely better than some of the other sets in this video because I got this one for around $21. I'll leave links to all the mechs in the description down below. Let me know which one was your favorite and if you think any of these are actually worth buying.